It's my duty to serve. That's what I'm called to do, and I'll serve to the day I die.
But he will now serve in a different way. Champaign's Chief of Police has resigned. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Chief Cobb led Champaign Police for almost a decade, but says his new job was an opportunity he just couldn't pass up. We have team coverage for you tonight. WCIA3 Sarah Lehman live at the Champaign Police Department. Renee Cooper in the studio, and Jamie Mays is live downtown Champaign as well. First to Sarah, you sat down with the chief this afternoon. Why is he leaving?
Yeah, the chief says this is not a knee-jerk reaction. He says he's been thinking about and planning this for months. He says he's been a police officer for almost 30 years, and it was time for him to take a step back and be with his family.
It's bittersweet, like I said. There's so much more that I would love to see this department accomplish, and I think we will. For almost 9 years, the Champaign Police Department has been led by the same familiar face. Chief Anthony Cobb was appointed to the post in March of 2012, a position he says he's never taken lightly. We have to wear a lot of hats. There's a lot of things we have to do. I'm getting calls 24/7. I'm always on call 365 days a year. Now, all of that is changing for the city, for Cobb, and for his family. It gives me the opportunity to be a little bit selfish, where I can have more time for my family, for my grandkids, more time to do some of the things that I want to do, more time to do some ventures I want to get into. Cobb has lived in Champaign-Urbana his whole life. He started his law enforcement career in Urbana before becoming the chief in Champaign. He says resigning is what's best for him right now, but he will always remember where he came from. It's bittersweet. I've enjoyed my career. I've loved the things I've had the opportunity to learn and deal with, to address the citizens I've been able to serve, the individuals I've been able to help. I treasure that. Will always treasure that. But he says being a police officer doesn't define him. Well, recognize being a police officer has been my profession, but who I am as a man, I define that. My job doesn't define me. My profession doesn't define me. I stand on my own manhood. Now, his last day will officially be August 6th. He will then start his new job at the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board. That's based out of Springfield, but Cobb says he will be staying around the Champaign area. Reporting live in Champaign, I'm Sarah Lehman, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Sarah, thank you so much. Now, the very next steps will be to fill that position. That responsibility falls on city manager Dorothy and David. David says today is difficult, knowing they're losing his leadership. She says the first thing for her is to decide who will be interim chief. That will come before Cobb's last day. Then she'll focus on hiring a new chief. She says the direction and values set by Chief Cobb will be the foundation for them moving forward.
We will never replace Anthony Cobb. A leader of his caliber, a man of his humanity. We will miss him deeply as a friend and a colleague, and this community wishes him the best.
David says they will launch a nationwide search to recruit the next chief of police. Right now, we don't know when that search will start, but David says her goal is to have a new chief by the end of the year.